Well, hello there, family.
What's up?
I didn't see you there.
Hello.
And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws. I am your host, Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the absolute best part of my day.
Let him know, baby.
The apple of all my eyes.
I am.
The wind. I have four. I really do. My eyesight's better than yours, but we'll get into that later.
Ooh.
The wind beneath. What happened?
I don't feel covered now.
Feel the love. Feel the love.
Go ahead, carry on.
The wind beneath all my wings.
Mm-hmm.
The rib that completes me.
You wouldn't be complete without me.
I'm just saying I would not.
You would not.
The katana to my Liu Kang.
Who?
See, why you do that?
Okay,
though?
say who? Say it again.
The katana to my Liu Kang. Get over here. Your soul is mine.
No.
Fatality.
Nope.
Mortal Kombat, man.
Ain't nobody watching that, baby.
Everybody's watched Mortal Kombat,
I
dog.
don't watch Mortal Kombat.
You're not human.
And the bad part about it, when you said Mortal Kombat, for some reason I thought the Power Rangers and I had the whole color thing, but we're not talking about the Power Rangers.
I'm not talking about the Power Rangers at all, man.
Is Mortal Kombat like Kung Fu?
I'm going to go ahead and bypass that.
No, for real.
I'm going to go ahead and we're not even going to discuss that one.
No, for real. Don't they do like Kung Fu or like
they do different
arts?
forms of martial arts, man.
Yeah, that's okay. It's black and orange with like a dragon.
Okay. No, please. What's your name? Just tell a family your name.
Wait, 1 second. No. You didn't put me there. I'm going.
Please tell a family your name.
No, like the image. I'm trying to get the image.
Yes,
Isn't
baby.
like
it's a dragon.
Right?
That's the logo.
Black, it's not black and orange.
Yes, baby. It's more
then
fire.
Why are you trying to act like I'm not?
It's okay, baby. Right. Say your name. Just tell a family your name.
What's going on, family? What is going on, guys? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What is going on?
That is my wife, family.
Yeah, but
family. That is my wife.
But no, back to that, bro. Because
back to what?
Give me my credit. Because
I said. But how am I going to give you credit for something I told you what it was?
No, but I gave you the logo or whatever, the visual.
Family, thank you. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, family.
For our new family members, however you're listening.
We love you.
Whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play.
You're not going to bypass what I
whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio.
Okay.
On our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. Yeah. We welcome you.
Welcome, family.
And for our returning family members, you know how we feel about you.
Come on, y'all. Come on to the podcast.
Now, our new family members, understand we love you.
We do.
We appreciate you. And we thank you for listening.
You guys are amazing,
but there is something about our returning family members.
They keep coming back.
They have a special place in our heart.
Because they keep coming back.
They do.
They do.
And
bringing friends. Come on.
And they bring friends.
This is a Bring a Friend series.
Is it a Bring a Friend series? This is what I'm talking about. That Willy Bobo. You can talk about that Willy Bobo.
It's a Bring a Friend series.
So family.
It's March.
Also, welcome to the cookout.
Welcome, y'all.
Make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can what, babe?
Take something with you.
So you can take something with you.
Crenshaw nuggets.
Family, we say that because, hopefully. Family, we say that simply because, as you can see, every once in a while, my beautiful, sexy wife.
You better speak.
Will just go down a rabbit hole.
Okay, don't do that.
She goes on a tangent.
I mean, no, I wasn't even on a tangent this time. It was just about the whole Mortal Kombat thing.
Don't disrespect Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I'm sorry. The Mortal Kombat. Yeah, the Mortal.
Let it go.
Let it go. But let it go.
But what we do,
I was
family,
say something else,
is that we try to give you a different perspective.
And I have good intentions, by the way.
Always have good intentions.
If you would stop doing trivia.
Nah, that'll never happen. That'll never happen.
I'm going to start testing you. I'm going to have trivia for you. You know what? Next time, I got a trivia question.
Okay, let's see how that go for you.
You ain't going to know it.
Let's see how it go.
You ain't going to know it.
Because you make up stuff as you go along.
I don't make it up.
But family, make sure you bring some aluminum foil so you can take something with you.
Please.
Family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast. What that means is that we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all under Crenshaw Corner.
Put on your radio voice.
Sometimes you got to do the radio voice.
Go ahead,
and of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Now, family, if you notice, I have kind of a rush in my voice. I'm kind of rushing through the opening.
We got to get to it.
Because I'm excited. Now, family, I say this a lot because we told you that March is March Money Madness.
Come on, you did it.
I did.
You did it.
And so throughout March, we've been having different conversations about finances.
We have.
And not so much the traditional way, do your budget, look at, no. We don't like doing stuff that way.
Yeah.
We like bringing stories. We like bringing families. We like bringing different perspectives.
And how you do it. Yes.
So family.
Come on.
I want to introduce to you.
OMG.
A couple that just means everything to me. The sun, the moon, and the stars. It's like everything to me.
It's like his buddy.
Yeah,
Like his buddy, my buddy. We like it.
I'm just saying.
You was gonna go back to the toy? Is that what?
Actually, I was gonna start singing my buddy.
I was too,
I really
but then
was.
I was gonna say you was gonna say I was going down a rabbit hole, and then they was gonna be looking at me crazy.
But understand, so family, I am not a person that gets easily impressed. I am not a person that's in awe of another individual. I don't get starstruck.
Right.
But this gentleman,
oh my goodness,
that is joining me today,
and his wife trying to make me be a better wife because I need to be at the
yes, understand.
I don't even know what's
that
going on.
From the first interaction with me and this gentleman, there was a change in my life. My life went a different way because they entered it. And so I can attest to that. Yeah, absolutely.
He
has made me a better friend. He has made me a better father. He has made me a better husband. He has made me a better person. He has made me a man of God, simply because he is in my life. Yeah. So family, with no further ado, I want to introduce to you Shane and Meredith Thomas.
My God. I feel like I should be clapping. I feel like I should be clapping or something. Oh my goodness. Introduce yourselves.
First of all, how do I even follow that up? I feel the same way.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so I'm Shane Thomas, and my wonderful, awesome, amazing wife, truly my better half.
Yes, I
Miss
love
Meredith Thomas.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, guys. So give the family just a little background of who you are, how long you've been together.
Okay. We have been together for 10 years. We met through working together, same company.
Right.
There's a whole other long story there. But
Let's be honest. I did not like you.
No.
Oh, wow.
That's the whole other story.
That's the whole other story.
No, he was not a fan.
Really? Who can't be a fan of Meredith?
No, it was misunderstood. Yeah. But needless to say, we've come a long way.
Right.
From him absolutely hating me to where we are today, and could not go a day without. I could not be where I am, who I am today, without him and our relationship and how we've gotten to this point.
Oh,
wow.
For sure.
Now, Shane, why didn't you like Meredith?
How you don't like Meredith?
How can you not like Meredith? I mean, I understand now you love her, but how can you not like Meredith?
How can you not? It's Meredith.
I know.
He knows that.
Yeah, I didn't know what I didn't know. Right?
Okay.
She was right. Misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah, completely.
All her cuteness and stuff.
So how long did it take you to get over the I don't like you to, all right, let's get married?
Gosh, it was probably, I'd say maybe 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
To
a long
get over
time.
the not like you part?
Yeah.
And that was all, professional. It was, I think the turning point was, a project, and it was, hey, I know that you do what you do when you do it well, I'm sure for others, but I don't really need your help. I've got this. And
is that what he said to you? You said that to him?
He said to me, and I took that as, oh, try me. It's about to go down. And I think that was over the next couple of years of proving that
I got this.
Not that he needed me, but that I could do the job and do it at an excellent level.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the point at which it started to, he started to change the way he viewed me as someone that he couldn't stand because of a misunderstood perception to true, valuable, professional service.
Right.
Because I was a project manager and he was on the other side of strategy and driving projects.
Okay.
Yeah, it's even to the point where me not liking you and you doing the things that you did allowed me to like you more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think ever since then, I continue to test you, and you continue to prove me back wrong most of the time.
And yes, and because, just the type of dreamer and grand ideas that his nature is of the essence of Shane.
Right.
And me being the project manager, I have to be very delicate to not be the Debbie Downer, but to be very realistic of managing expectations of this grand idea to what we can actually execute on a human level. It's played well into our relationship, but it was a project early on.
He's shaking his head like,
So you telling me I can't build a whole castle on Mars right now? So.
Oh, no. It was, hey, let's do trunk or treat. I want to do the Griswold Christmas Vacation theme for our trunk or treat. Mm-hmm. And it finally came down to, okay, you mean every movie scene is what you want me to do?
You want to create that? Every scene, babe? Can we just choose one?
I just need, help me out here.
Yeah.
So managing expectations. But it's going from, hey, here's an idea. Here is a vision based on what you've asked.
Right.
And his feedback initially was, I hate it.
Right.
Like, well, what do you hate? I hate all of it. Well,
not even a little bit. I just all of it.
I hate all of it. Well, is it the words, the messaging? Oh, no, that's great. It's perfect. It's exactly what it needs to say. Great. Is it the images that we're using? No. Is it the color scheme? No. I don't know. I just hate all of it.
Okay, wait. I'm confused.
But then through the course of question and answer, and an hour later, he comes back and that's it. That's exactly it.
But it was already what it was.
I know.
Nothing changed.
Right. So what the world?
It was going through the checklist. It just wasn't what he had probably envisioned, but what it delivered was fantastic. And it worked. And it's one of those projects that will go down in history. I still have pieces from that campaign that I still have. That was probably 15 years ago, easily.
Wow.
I love it. Here's the part, because this is the part I don't like, because I got to talk about finances. I don't want to talk about finances, but my wife forces me to.
It's my favorite subject.
It's our favorite subject. I was in family. You've heard me say it before.
We love it too.
Yeah, March is.
Wait! Don't glaze over that.
What?
Say it again, Meredith. Come on.
We love it too. We have a system that we are very proud of, and we love our system.
I scored today, people.
That's okay.
I scored.
But I'm just going to sit here and lovingly look at Shane. It's okay.
I scored,
so
yes.
Here's why. So family, I know you're asking the question. Okay, most family, I don't know these people.
Why them?
Why are we listening to them?
Yes.
What do they have to bring to the table?
Yes.
Here's the thing, family. So the secret behind the sauce that a lot of people may not realize or know is that Shane and Meredith are actually a blended family.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes,
so we've taken two different households and combined them into one.
Yes.
So that's the conversation we actually want to have today.
Yeah.
Because from the outside looking in, you guys are very successful at blending it and bringing it together and operating as one. But my question is how because like you said, we're only, because in essence, 10 years, you're still in, you're not even hit preteens yet.
Right.
You know, you're still
and we had a system that we each managed independently before, and it was different.
Right.
Just different in its own independent, separate worlds.
Yeah.
And now it's.
So tell me, what did y'all bring together? Okay, so did you have your own house and everything, and then Shane, you had your house and everything, and then y'all bought it together? How did that happen? Like, so did you sell houses and bring one, or did you decide one house? How did that happen to bring all of that together?
Oh, that's a good story. So as we came together, there was one house that we sold on my side, right?
Okay.
She still had her house that was back in Oregon.
Okay.
And honestly, we didn't know what we were going to do for a house.
Right.
Wow.
For our families. Right? And it happened to be a neighbor of Meredith's who had a house that they wanted to rent because they wanted to be in a different school district. Okay. And it all worked out to be this house.
Really?
So initially, we didn't buy the house. We rented the house.
Really?
Correct. Yep.
And it was the challenge of, so Shane has 2 daughters, and I have a son and a daughter.
Right.
And so it was going from households that we had separately that each had 2 children.
Right.
Now to one household with 6 children. So the blending of that, just the size and configurations of everything was challenging. So finding the right space to have space, blend families, but give everyone their own space.
So back up, 4 children. Not 6 children.
Well, see, here I had already counted. I was like, okay, 4 kids and 2 adults, because when she said 6, I said, well, maybe she counting the 2 dogs. So I didn't know what to do. So I was just going.
I was doing the math in my head, but the math wasn't mathing. So
touch 6 of us.
Yeah, I was like, it's the 2 dogs, people. Her babies, her other 2 babies. She talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
No, yeah. Dogs came later.
So first of all, this is a beautiful house, by the way. Just want to get that off because it's amazing.
We're on remote today.
Huh?
We're on remote today.
Yeah, we are remote today. Yeah. Come on.
Welcome to the house.
Welcome to the house. Yes. So now here's the thing. So you get this house, and now you have your 4 incredible children. Y'all been doing everything separate. Rules, regulations, how we going to punish people, how we're going to deal with people, who's going to eat what, and then you bring everybody.
Hey,
we don't have all day to go into all
in
of
this
those things,
in this piece.
No, I'll tell you what I learned soon on to our relationship. I was making cinnamon toast wrong.
How are you making cinnamon toast wrong?
Wait. So out of all the things you learned in coming in this marriage, it was cinnamon toast.
Correct. From the jump.
Week 1.
From the jump.
Yeah.
I thought cinnamon toast was put it in a toaster, comes out, throw some butter on it, cinnamon sugar, that's cinnamon toast.
Right.
Right?
Sounds like it to me.
No.
Meredith's saying no.
No. Even I said, what?
Sounds right to me.
That don't sound good. That don't even sound good,
toast,
though.
butter.
So it's
cinnamon,
ain't
sugar.
nothing
Cinnamon sugar.
because you don't get the cinnamon time to crumble and crisp. I mean,
it's bread
go ahead.
with butter. You put the cinnamon and sugar on it, and you broil it in the oven.
Yes, the crispy crunch.
So then it caramelizes and melts together as crunchy
Life
goodness.
changing.
Listen,
I mean,
listen.
life changing.
It's the little things in life.
Without Meredith,
I'm telling you.
where would you be? Where would you be?
Putting cinnamon toast in a toaster.
Here's what I'm curious about. I want to know about philosophies. So my question, talking about finance. Anyway,
get over it.
Because I'm assuming that the philosophies, because of course, like you said, Meredith, when you came into it, you were already established. You already had your family. You were already doing things your way. Shane, when you came in, the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about how different was your financial philosophies when you guys first got together and started this journey?
Yeah.
So think about that for a second. We had 2 different households, who had 2 different sets of debt.
Right.
Yeah.
To come together.
Wow.
And now, how do you figure this thing out?
Right.
And that took some time. I mean, it took us some time to figure out what the path we were going to go and how we were going to attack this. And it wasn't overnight, but for me and how I paid our bills, there was a budget never laid out. It was always just me, money coming in, money going out.
Right.
Again, my wonderful wife and how she does things. She goes, hey, how about a spreadsheet? Like, how about truly a budget sheet to look at? So that's 10 years ago. And to this day, I still look at that budget sheet every day, at least 2 or 3 times a day.
You're my person, Shane, but the only thing about the 3 of y'all, I don't like the Excel. I'm a paper person, so I literally have a book. But you guys love Excel. Everybody I talk to love Excel.
Hold on. I don't know Excel. I just know that it subtracts and adds for me.
I have it formatted, so he just has to put the numbers.
So you just formatted for him. Okay, I got it.
But as far as philosophy of bringing the houses together, I think generally we had the same philosophy.
Okay.
At a high level, I think Shane had a stronger skill set of more intuitive management beyond just a checking account, which was all I had really worked within.
Right.
But not to the point of leveraging credit and rewards and cards and just that scope of next level or investing. So I managed with paper and pencil.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
But I also knew that once I saw what Shane was doing in a basic Excel sheet of a list, I thought, well, that's all I needed to see to trigger the solution that we have now. Instead of it being paper, pencil, making it electronic, and then my skill set of knowing how to manipulate or establish a cash flow tracking system in Excel, that was the game changer for us. Yeah. So, and I think a lot of it's our relationship, the way we communicate, we bounce ideas off of each other, and we find the tools that make us more successful
right.
or more efficient in how we do those things.
Right.
Yeah, even the beautiful piece about the system today, it's been passed on to our kids.
Really?
And friends that have said, hey, we're struggling.
Right.
How can you help us? And we say, yeah, it's going to be a little bit painful up front.
Yeah.
Because it is.
It
It is full transparency. Ooh. It is open communication.
Yes.
But it is, I think the way we manage our finances is a direct reflection of our relationship.
Yeah.
It is full transparent. It is open communication.
Yeah.
And that's just it's what it is. I mean, I managed finances in my previous household.
Right.
But I didn't care to. I just did.
Right.
And if Shane wanted to have the visibility, the ownership, and leadership in that, okay, I don't care. I trust to know that it's all being handled
right.
and handled to the level that we have agreed and the goals we've set. So
right.
he does a fantastic job.
I'll touch on one thing. You said transparency, relationship-wise and finance-wise. Think about that. Two different families coming together. I think for us personally, it was putting everything on the table.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, from a relationship standpoint,
Yeah.
and then from a financial standpoint, saying, hey, if any of this is going to have an effect on our lives today and moving forward, we've got to know all the cards literally
Right.
Yeah.
on the table.
Yeah. Closets
Yeah.
are empty.
Yeah.
Suitcases are empty.
Yeah,
It
we
is
unpacking.
all
But I don't want to overlook that because
Yeah.
Meredith said something that was so profound just a moment ago that I don't want the family to miss. And she said that the way you handle your finances is directly related to how you handle your relationship.
Exactly.
Which is amazing to me because a lot of people don't understand that concept. If you are secretive with your finances, if you are tight-lipped with your finances, if you are angry with your finances, then you're tight-lipped and secretive and angry in your relationship. And I think a lot of people don't understand that the two really do go hand in hand. And how you handle one is going to be how you handle the other.
And that's the whole big thing. This whole time that we've been doing March Money Madness was the fact to let people know that finances is just not finances. It's emotional. It is spiritual.
It is faith.
It is
And for us, that's also the core part of it because it is central to our relationship.
Right.
Yes.
And it is central to our finances.
Yes.
Financial budgeting and how we do that as a household is so secondary or tertiary, but at the core and the center is that everything we have is a blessing and a gift.
Yes.
And if we start there, the rest will work out. Relationally, financially, everything.
Because I think people don't understand that the majority of people, especially, which is weird in Christian, because I'm always looking stuff up. A lot of Christians actually get a divorce because of finances, because they have not had the real conversations. They have not laid it out. This is what I have. And also knowing who each other is. I am the saver of this family. Sanchez is a spender.
Yeah,
so
I don't look at price tags.
He don't look at y'all.
I don't look at price tags.
He'd be like, I make money. And I had to reel him in like you did and be like, I understand that you do make the money, but where we're trying to go, the level that we're trying to go, you can still do it, but not as quickly as you want to.
What fun is that though?
See, and that was him. And we had to come together. 21 years. Had to reel him in, y'all. Reel him in. But you believe he got it, but it took us I told the podcast before, we even had him write a letter to money, like, because I need to know what your experience is with money too. Because people need to know, when you get together, what is your experience with money? And I don't think people talk about that too.
A relationship with wealth or a relationship with lack.
Yes.
Because it's both sides of it.
It is.
I think you and I are a lot alike in that, my project management brain and process planning, something comes up and I automatically think ahead to the impact of that one decision 10 steps down the road.
That's me.
And, it's, hey, there's, go have fun. Here's some money. I will hold on to that for a month because I have to make the right purchase for me at that right time. And I have to overanalyze it 15 different ways.
Who's that, babe?
But
That's you.
That's me.
I mean, that's just the difference versus something more spontaneous or, I'd just say spontaneous.
Yeah.
You tell me go have fun. I'm having fun. I'm out the door before you get that last sentence out your mouth.
Before
you put a period on that
shoes
sentence.
and keys. I'm sitting there talking about, okay, if I do this, how does it affect what I may want to do? Or can I save this for the next thing that I want? Right. Because I may want something that's more, because we give each other allowance, right? And so
you give me an allowance. We're going to be honest with the family.
What, baby?
You give me an allowance.
Really, baby? So I don't give myself allowance?
No, you said we give each other. That's not what we do. You give us an allowance. But go ahead, continue. I ain't mean to cut you off.
So I'm French.
Yeah, you love that French. You love that
French. It's like I love we. But it was that thing of me holding on to and going, you know what? Because I can probably do something better next month with that. Something greater that I really, really want. Where it's, he'd be like, I'm out. Baby, I'm gone. I'd be like, babe, he come back tomorrow. Yo, I got $6. What did you? But for him, what I realized is he's sort of already thinking about when he get his allowance, what he wants ahead of time.
I done pre-planned ahead.
He's a pre-planner. He don't play those games.
And I do that too, but in the moment, it's okay. Everything you say yes to, you're also saying no to something else.
Exactly.
So what am I forgetting that I might have a higher priority on?
Yes.
That anyway, again,
Shane saying like I don't do that either.
We're in that same camp. I'm already spending.
Oh yeah.
What I have.
Yeah, yes sir.
That's not me.
Coming. Yeah. I know what I spend.
It's already spent.
Yeah,
it's not me.
But here's the thing, and then I got a question for Shane and Meredith. I just realized something, and I owe you an apology.
Yes, you do.
I do. No, we'll be honest.
I don't even know what it is. Yes, you do.
I owe you an apology because it just dawned on me that in doing that, I'm unfair to you. And here's why. Because I know you're so good with the numbers. How we, the Crenshaws, do is who's ever better, they
whatever.
do it.
No matter what it is in the house, no matter what.
And just the best finances person in the house. I admit that. I don't like numbers. She's the person that does the books. But because I know you're so good at it, and because I know whatever deficiencies I have, you're going to make up for them. That's why I make some of the financial decisions, or I used to.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'll make this decision and you'll fix it, which is so unfair to you. And I apologize to you for that because it just dawned on me that, I was putting you in a very bad position because how I know how you feel about numbers and how you feel about security when it comes to savings and when it comes to finances. And for me to just be selfish and say, well, she will fix it on the back end. So I'm sorry, babe.
Thank you, babe.
I've gotten better though, right?
You've gotten way better. But at first it was so like, what in the world? Because I would look at the account and I know that I told him we're doing this. So we have like different accounts. And I'm like, this count, and he hates that because I go by the color of the card. This purple card.
Tell me the account. What bank is that tied to?
Don't
touch
looking
the
colors. Purple card. It goes to something. And then this joker, he owe like Chick-fil-A. I don't care if it's $8. My whole soul burns at that point.
They didn't invent the chicken. And then they did invent the chicken sandwich.
Listen. And then he'll be like, babe, oh, by the way, the receipt for the Chick-fil-A's in the receipt bucket. No. The receipt bucket this month should be empty. Oh Lord. Oh,
we gonna get off me for a moment. So Shane, question for you.
Hyperventilate even.
Because you think about the wrong. Let me hold your hand. You think about the wrong thing. So Shane, here's my question for you, my friend. Yeah. So in the process of, like you said, you had your philosophy, Meredith had hers. You were living your life. She was living hers. You came together. Initially, in your estimation, what was the hardest thing? What was the hardest thing to kind of build or turn? Or I think that's what I want to use. But what was the hardest thing?
I like it.
Yeah, I'll walk you through it. So for me, in previous relationship, I was holding on to everything. Right. You talk about the secrets and some of those things, holding on to that. And for me, it was really sitting down and going, hey, if this is going to work, as I mentioned before, I've got to let her in on what's all going on with me.
Right.
And showing her how my finances are there. That was the insecurity part of the relationship. I felt it was still, pretty successful, but the reality is, hey, there's still some things we got to talk through. So I think a lot of it was just giving up that power that I thought I had with finances and letting her in to see what was going on. That was probably the hardest thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about for you, Mary?
I think part of it was giving it up because I had run the finances in my previous household.
Right.
And so here I am full, giving everything away and not managing it and having to blindly trust that all of our goals, all the savings, all the payments, it's all going to happen and it's all going to be done. And I don't need to worry about it. Because as a project checklist, I'm like, hey, I need to see that this, and this is done. And I know we talked 6 months ago about a goal of this. How is that going? And without having firsthand, visuals of it and seeing those. Ooh. Now we started. It was one checking account. There were no other accounts
from day one.
Day one. And it's the same account today, 10 years later. now there's other savings accounts and there's charge accounts or revolving, but we're fully transparent in what those are, what the balances are, and what the goals or initiatives that we have.
Right.
If it's paying down debt, there's a plan and a schedule for that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when we are the family that our kids make fun of us, that we coupon everything. If I'm going to spend my money, I want something back for it.
I want a reward for that, even if it's $1.
This day and age, I as a consumer have the power, so that I'm going to get something in return. Why give my money away if I'm not getting something in return?
Right.
So we leverage those accounts to maximize that return, and it works for us. It's also kind of a little competitive kind of a game, and we have fun.
Yeah. And I think the beautiful part about it is the fact, I like the word of giving up the control.
Yeah.
Because because we're a blended family, of course, and I came in with full throttle control, like full throttle, like didn't even give him a chance. Oh, here's the plan, and he's coming like, okay, I have a different relationship with money. I kind of like spend it. I don't even pay attention. And I was hyperventilating, like, so like wait, but when, as we were doing things and he would just go in the store and just purchase. And I was like, how much is it? Like before you get to the counter, but he was not concerned. He was like, I wouldn't even come in the store if I didn't have money to purchase what I want. So I wouldn't even have come to the store.
That's still my philosophy now.
Like, okay,
I'm not going in if I can't get what I want. I'm not going in. So what am I looking at the price for?
So it threw me off. So then we started making the financial plan, and then we started knowing that we only had the same, as he say, 13 bills.
13 bills.
13
is all I got.
bills is all we got.
She talk about them same 13 bills every day. They're not changing.
I don't talk
Our
about
bills
the
don't
same
change.
13 bills. But what I had to show him was, like you, Meredith, that in that month, the car has to be inspected. Yeah. Something's going to happen. Whose birthday is it? We can't, it's never the same 13. We got children. So who birthdays come in? Yeah. Who
only comes once a year.
We have seasonal parents.
Same day every year.
Season parents. Who going to need some help? He get on my nerves. The summer we spend more money. The light bill. So I had to show him that those factors, the season changes with the light bill. He just felt it was 13 bills. I'm like, baby, no, there's so much going on the back end of those 13 bills, and we got to be prepared.
That's your fault. You shouldn't have been so good at what you were doing. Back to Meredith though. You should have been so good at what you were doing. That's your fault.
Don't he try?
No, seriously. Because Meredith said something, and I love you. You're beautiful. But Meredith keeps dropping gems out here, and I love it because she said something else. She said the word trust.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. What did he do that helped build the trust? Because because let's be honest, you are a little controller.
So
it's the project manager in you.
It is.
A little controller. So what did he do to help kind of ease you when it came to that? And like you said, to build, because you have to build trust. So what did he do?
I'm so glad we're recording this right now.
You will forever have this. Yes. Well, a couple of things. So I think it was the journey of the things in my life that had happened. I had control, and I probably overdid that to the point that I felt I had to have control of everything. But that was part of what was breaking me, was that I took it all on because I felt I had to.
Right.
So having Shane, want to take it on, that was freeing for me to take that weight off of my shoulders.
Yeah.
But the trust element, when we talk about, I'll go back to it. Our relationship is our finances. Our finances is our relationship. When you clean out your closet and someone still accepts you, loves you, and takes you from that day forward, then how can I not fully trust them with everything? If I have been my most vulnerable self and laid it all on the table and they don't walk away, then there you go. That was it. Because that was before finances combined.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I knew that if I trusted everything else of my being with him, and he was going to care and protect and guide me the rest of my life through our relationship and lives together, that finances was nothing to give that over.
And how about you, Shane? Because, and it's recorded, because you said something very that I want to get back to, is those things that when you were holding those things was because of your insecurity. So how did she make you feel secure enough to go, not only can I do this, but I can open up everything about myself to her too, though?
Wow. So So I think it's the same thing, right? It's the accepting piece, but I also know that whatever I do, good, bad, or indifferent, she's in my corner.
Yeah.
Like she's going to be there beside me the whole way. When I need comforting, she's there. Trust me, there's been a couple of times as the girls have transitioned into college where I've had meltdown days.
Right.
Like meltdown days. And the first person to say, hey, are you okay? Do you need something? What can I do for you?
Right.
She's right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So throughout this whole thing, I mean, I knew on those bad days or good days, it was the same Meredith coming to me, making sure I was doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, check yourself sometimes too.
Well, more than once. More than once.
You know, but it goes
She was
that
so
way.
sweet. Check yourself and checking yourself too.
But I had to. It was even yesterday. Something with work. I just was like, I need you to either jump off the ledge with me or talk me away from the ledge, and we can be very transparent in that. And I'm still a little stuck in the answer that I got that I didn't want. It was the last answer that I wanted, but that's why we bring those things to each other.
Right.
Is no matter what the answer is, we're still full understanding and knowledge that what we're getting back is in love and honesty, and for the good of us and the good of us going forward.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the long answer. Let me give you the short answer. That scenario. She asked for my advice. I gave her my advice.
Right.
She didn't use my advice. That's all I'm saying.
That was the bullet points of that whole conversation.
That was eloquent. That was beautiful. But
New
this is
information
what
came in
actually
later.
happened.
It changed everything.
She came back there and told me the story. I'm like, why'd I even try?
Right.
It changed. That was at noon. By the end of the day,
She just needed to vent. She just needed you to listen to her.
to vent. So I want to backtrack a little bit. Something that you guys said earlier in passing was the fact that you've done this well, whether you like, because y'all are so humble, like, don't say it. You have done this well. So
Extremely well.
Yes, but you said that now the kids.
yes.
Let's talk about that. So now they're taking because again, it's a blended family. Everybody's coming in with their different personalities, but now they realize that what you two got, we need to grab hold. What did that look like when they decided, like, y'all need to teach me what this thing is financially that you guys are doing?
So let's do two perspectives. You can go marriage, and I'll go single.
Okay, so I don't know that they necessarily came to us up front. So our oldest is married. So her son's married, and he was of the mindset his whole life finances would be separate. They would just figure out who's paying which bill, but they would manage separate accounts because they came together and they had separate accounts from a single life.
Right.
And just influences through his life. He's like, no, this is mine. I have to hold it and protect it so I know what's mine.
Okay.
And it was a lot of counseling, just kind of parental counseling. Going, hey, buddy, time out. Maybe want to rethink that philosophy. But saying, hey, here's a way that you guys can track it. You have full visibility of what you are spending and what you are saving. And we have this format that you can use. And I think we showed it to him a couple of times and talked through it until finally they both said, yeah, it's time. And so we worked with both of them, with our son and daughter-in-law, and it's all come together. And whether they use it fully now, day to day, to the extent that we do, I don't know.
Right.
But it at least got them to the point to understand and trust a process of having combined finances as a married couple starting out as newlyweds.
Wow.
So that's been kind of fun.
How about you, Shane? Because you said you was going to do the single part.
So for our oldest daughter, who's now a junior in college, you know, she made the decision she wanted to transition out of dorms after her sophomore year into her junior year, right? And so now she goes, hey, I don't want to live with anybody. Oh, time out. So you want your own apartment? She goes, yep, my own apartment. I don't want to share with anybody.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about the cost in you living by yourself and not sharing,
right?
You know, the space, the bills, all that. And so when we sat down, I said, hey, here's the spreadsheet. You have 2 jobs. Fantastic, right? She does an amazing job of owning herself.
Right.
She does, right?
So good.
But she knew if she wanted to live by herself, that she had to work, you know, and she had to figure out the budget. I said, hey, we're going to give you, you know, monthly stipend to help.
Right.
The rest of it, you've got to figure out if this is what you really want.
Right.
And so we sat down with the budget sheet, started going through line by line. Here's how it works. Here's what you put in. Here's what comes out. And I remember her kind of having this aha moment going, this is great, but wait, that's all I have left.
Yes.
Welcome to adulthood.
Welcome to adulthood, honey. Welcome to adulthood.
But that's the choice you're making by wanting not to share those expenses. And if you want to live that way, then that's up to you. But here's the things that come with that.
Right.
Yes.
And she's been thriving ever since.
And I think we've shared it at a high level with our two younger girls. But I think I know the youngest anyway is just like, hey, I'm not there yet. She's a senior in high school.
Right.
You know, she has a job. She has a few little bills. Just
Right.
bills because we charge her for phone
Yeah.
portion.
Right.
You know, so there's things that we're creating that pattern for them.
Yeah.
And that responsibility. But she's like, I'm not there yet. I can't go there. As in, it's not, she doesn't have a way to fit that into her current lifestyle yet. But she sees that it's going to be valuable down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
And understands the philosophy of what it does. I mean, just the visibility for forecasting and saving, because Christmas, I know it's early in the year, but
It
it's
comes
coming.
the same time every year.
And we have a way in our system to flag surplus. You know, if we have a surplus of income for in June, we can earmark that or flag it to know that it'll be used for Christmas down the road.
Right.
And we track it that way. So to your point of, it's not just 13 bills,
Right.
but the forecasting and the awareness of what's coming down the road is, I think, what I appreciate most about what we've created for our house.
Okay, I have another question, but do you got one?
Yeah, I do, because
I felt your vibes wrong.
no, and that's not that. My vibe's not wrong, but I'm curious about something, because it's something that's been a running theme throughout this entire conversation, and it's something that you and I talk about a lot as well, and that's transparency. That's that open and honest dialogue. But here's my question, because we say it a lot, but I know right now there's a family member saying, "But how? How do you do it? It's easier said than done."
Yeah.
So what I'd like to know is, how did you guys get to the point of truly, like you said, Meredith, I opened my closet, I showed you everything.
Yeah.
You still love me. You didn't walk away. You know, Shane, you mentioned your insecurities, and you were able to talk through those and walk through those. So how did you guys get to the point of truly open dialogue and transparency? So how did you get there?
Yeah.
Not it.
She said, not it. Don't even look my way, baby. Don't look, Shane, don't look her way. She said, not it.
Well, so I think it is having that initial conversation that you know is going to be uneasy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we know our backgrounds, where we came from. Like let's just say one thing, put it out there, and let's respond to it.
Okay.
Right. That's good.
And trust me, there were a lot of tears shed, right? There was a lot of discussion pieces on it.
Yeah.
But again, same as you ask, like, how do you just come to the table? I think it's just a matter of, we knew in relationships before how they didn't work.
Okay.
Right? So it's a little bit of learning from that and coming together and say, hey, there's an opportunity here for us to try something different.
And to build on that, things that didn't work in the past, whatever area that was, but recognizing that we were going to put it out there because we each equally felt that what we had was something worth fighting for.
Yeah.
And moving beyond this uncomfortable situation of throwing something out that could break it.
Yeah.
But it was worth making sure that this was going to be built on full transparency and honesty out of the gate.
Out
And even truthfully, when you started having the conversations and the dominoes started to fall, then everything just came out, right? Everything just came out. You said, okay, she now knows this about me. I now know this about her. Like, what's next? Not that you're trying to one-up each other, right?
Right.
No.
But it's literally saying, hey, here's everything. Now, how are we going together to get through some of those things?
And it's been very intentional. We do not keep score. It is not
Do
a
not do it.
competition.
Please say it again.
Please tell the family that again.
And it was always it's never, so we talk about open dialogue, it's never closed.
Right.
It's always open. So it was, oh well, if you're telling me this, I remember I probably should tell you this as well about me. And that might trigger something else, and then you may think about it for a couple of days, but we come back and say, hey, I've really been thinking some more, and there's probably something else that I'll just talk to you or tell you about how I was feeling in a situation. And it's just open. You have to be open to say it, but open to receive it. It's not going to be easy, but it's what we've built this relationship on.
It's even to today,
Yeah.
and every day, lives,
Yes.
Right.
Us telling each other, here's truly how we feel, not holding it, right?
Right.
It's, hey, if I'm having a bad day, I need you to know I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, nothing more than I want you to be aware that this is happening.
Right.
And it's not not to say that we haven't gone through difficult spells when, you know, before the pandemic. I mean, Shane was traveling every week,
Right.
multiple days, multiple nights out of the house. And so how do you have that open daily dialogue when you're not physically together, passing each other or spending time in the kitchen or whatnot? That was really hard, and we had to find a flow that worked for us, but always knowing that that's temporary.
Yeah.
The job, the cycle, the routine is temporary, could change in a moment, and well, coronavirus, there you go.
There you go.
So relearning our relationship, relearning our communication and our patterns, it's been a lot of fun.
Right.
Yes.
And it's I kind of don't want him to travel again. I'll be honest. But on the other hand, I got into a good routine of having time to do things that I needed to do for me. But yeah, it's been fun.
But you were even brutally honest in the conversation with me, saying, "Hey, I need,
Brutally honest.
No, she's, I need my own time.
I need my time,
when you were traveling, I had my own time.
Right.
Like, Em had her time to do the things she wanted to do around the house when I was traveling. Now that I'm here all the time,
Right.
she had to come to me one day and say, "Hey, I love you, but like, there's gonna be times where I just need to go out in the yard and do things. I don't want to feel like I'm catering to you because that's how I feel."
Right.
Okay.
The word that I hear, and I need the family here without you guys saying it, is being vulnerable. Because a lot of times couples don't want to be vulnerable, or they don't want to feel vulnerable, so they don't want to be transparent. They don't want to lay it all on the line. Because like you said earlier, Meredith, if I lay it all on the line, will he still stay?
Yeah.
Will he still look at me the same?
Exactly.
Or
Will she still respect me?
Respect me, and
Yeah.
or will you bring it back up to harm me again? You know,
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's also another rule of the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no past challenges cannot be held against you in future situations.
Yeah, I like
Ever.
that. Say
Ever.
it again for the fan. No, just repeat that one more time for real. Seriously,
Yeah,
that's
the
good.
The old stuff is in the past. The analogy, windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. That's
Yeah.
where we focus. It's where we're headed forward, and we don't bring that stuff back to the present.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is Dear Abby still a thing? Because if not, we're going to start Dear Meredith.
Yeah, dear Meredith.
I'm just saying, we're going to start Dear
You make it
Meredith.
just to be Dear Meredith.
Dear Meredith.
Dear Meredith, how are you? Listen, my husband said, what should I do? So here's the thing, because I know I'm looking at the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
You just stay here all day?
Yeah, we can. So one of the things I would love for you guys, if you could just give the family one tip to help them, because I know you said you guys have this plan and y'all you use Excel and all these things. If you could, because first of all, let me backtrack. The one tip that everybody need to take heed of that they said, which was amazing, is that if we get extra money, we know Christmas is coming, let's just go ahead and earmark that money for that, because we didn't look for it in the first place.
Right.
And that was so good. And I think that because Christmas comes all the time. So I thought that was really good, whether you earmark it for Christmas or birthdays or whatever you do. So thank you for saying that, because somebody in the family needs to hear that right now with these stimulus checks coming. I just had to put that out there. I threw it. It's out there. I'm done. Yeah. So, but what is it that you can give a tip to the family? Say, hey, family, this is something that we've done that works. Even if it's like we just, like you just said, earmark the money. What is another thing that you guys could tell the family? Each one of you, if you can think of it, to tell the family before we go.
Well, I think the thing to acknowledge is in the 10 years, it hasn't always been the same flow of finances.
Right.
There have been very, very challenging times. I was without work for 6 months, and we had this house, and we had a mortgage on the house in Oregon that we couldn't quite sell. There was no rental income, and that was very, very challenging. Being creative to do my part when I meal plan to help with the finances, because it all goes together.
Come on.
If I love a good Starbucks, I love eating out from time to time, but if we have to sacrifice that temporarily to achieve a goal long term and make things work, that's what we're going to do. But never making the family suffer for one thing or another. We would do it privately, and the kids would, not necessarily see or know that was happening. But really knowing that there's an ebb and a flow to it. There's going to be good years, and it's going to be a lot of fun to go on great vacations and splurge a little bit. But there are going to be dry seasons, and you just ride it out together.
Yeah. Ooh. Can you top that, Shay?
Of course.
Because his face was like, really, baby?
Bring that knowledge,
really?
Shay. Bring the knowledge.
Go ahead, Shay.
We weren't keeping score, right?
Never.
I got you. So I'll say, like out of sight, out of mind, right? And I'll say from the budget standpoint, if I'm not in the budget, I'm not keeping track of what's going on. I'm not being, I'll say, intimately involved with it, the budget that is, that I may let some things go. But if I'm in there every day and I'm looking at where the money's going, how it's coming in, and where I'm putting it, I'm better for it. She's better for it. We're on the same page.
Right.
So just making sure that you're constantly keeping track of what's out there, so you know when things do come up, you have the ability to move them around.
Yeah.
But the more you know, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's not a set it and forget it kind of a thing. It's a routine relationship to manage.
It's real. Ooh.
Before you do your final thought,
I didn't say nothing yet. Go ahead.
I have one final question.
Ooh, you got another question?
Just got one.
I'm impressed.
This is not finance related.
Oh.
It's not financial
I was
related.
smiling and everything.
No. And I'll explain the reason for this question after they answer.
Explain.
Shane, what is your top favorite thing about Meredith?
We're being recorded. I love it.
Oh, it's recorded, honey. Send it back to me.
Yeah. So I'll say there's a picture I have in my office of her waking up. Like literally, it's a picture of her rolling over and waking up.
Right.
That's my favorite moment of any day. Any day is the minute she wakes up, she turns over and she sees me. That's my favorite thing about her in the morning.
Yeah.
I love that. This is.
I can't stand
I tried to
Shane.
tell you, man.
I can't stand Shane.
Miss Meredith, what is your one favorite thing about Shane?
There's so many. It's all the things are my favorite things. There's the jar with the things that's my favorite.
365 favorite things.
I mean, he's my favoriteest everything.
Yeah.
But I think genuinely, it's the way he makes me feel about me.
Right.
And that is intangible. And I didn't know what true love, unconditional, and support through everything. I didn't think it existed, and I never thought I was worthy of it.
Right.
But that's what he brings and gives me.
Wow.
That's amazing. I
almost cried.
Yeah.
Seriously. That just was
the reason I did that, like I said, there's always a method behind my madness.
always that's why I married you.
Because as we speak and as the family's listening, right now there's a spouse that needs to turn to their spouse and tell them what is their favorite thing about them.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they're currently going through, regardless financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever they're currently going through.
Yeah.
They need to turn to their spouse because their spouse needs to hear it. They need to know that throughout it all, that whatever hardships we're going through, whatever arguments we're having, there is something about me that you love.
Yes.
Because right now there's a family member questioning whether their spouse loves them
or not. Absolutely.
and they need to hear it. So that's why. And I know that's why I wanted to end it there. But Bae, you got a final thought for the family?
My final thought is being transparent, being vulnerable, what we talk about all the time.
Right.
You guys kind of like really like put it spot on. What we always talk about is just being transparent and being vulnerable. That is the only way that this is going to work.
Yes.
It is the only way it's going to work. So you can take this because of course we're talking about wealth building, but we're talking about faith building, relationship building, wealth building, life building together. If you are vulnerable and you are transparent with each other, because your kids leave. And when they do, there you are.
Yes.
You know, and I always so sensitive. I never want to look and be like, I am married to a stranger because I did everything else than what I was supposed to be doing. So that's my final word. What about you, babe?
My final thought is not going to be finance related. I'm just being honest.
just determined.
It's not going to be financial later.
Every time I smile, I feel like you just doing it on purpose.
I love your smile.
Yeah, okay.
My final thought is simple. Family's a word of advice. If your spouse is not your best friend, make them your best friend.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because if you've been paying attention to the last couple of episodes we've had where we've been talking to couples, there was a common theme.
Yes.
The couples are best friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, going back to the Swanson episode with Jarvis and Dee.
Yeah.
They're best friends.
Yes.
Sitting here listening to Meredith and Shane, you hear the friendship.
Yeah, you hear it.
And it's an amazing thing to hear friendship between two people, and you hear it. You hear the love, you hear the friendship, you hear the compassion.
Yeah.
We joke a lot about it, but when you walk in their home, you feel the love.
Yeah, you do.
You know it's not perfect because there is no such thing as a perfect situation, but you feel the love.
It's in the walls.
It's in the walls.
It's in the walls.
And that's why even though they're a blended family, their kids don't realize that, you know, their kids realize just as much as, you know, the original two love Shane, the original two love Meredith. They love each other together.
Yeah.
There is no separation. There is no division.
No, exactly.
They are siblings.
Yep. And family.
They are siblings. They are mom and dad. They love each other.
Yeah.
So family, just if your spouse is not your best friend, make it so.
Make it so. Make it so.
As Captain Jean-Luc Picard would say,
don't do this.
Make it so.
Really? That's what we're doing right now?
So family.
Because I was going to ask you what that was, but go ahead.
Captain, the best.
Oh, wait. Star Trek.
There you go.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Don't play. You saw me. You see me.
As much as I love Benjamin Sisko, and there is no other, as much as I love Benjamin Sisko, Jean-Luc Picard, best captain ever.
Best captain.
Best captain
Best
ever.
captain.
Make it so.
Make it so.
Family. Thomas, thank you guys so much.
Oh my God.
Thank you for
we love
being
you guys
here. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for coming.
This was an amazing episode.
This was amazing.
I don't care if nobody don't like it. I love it. So
no,
this
so
was
many
for
people
me.
gonna love this, and the fact that this is one of those ones that you're gonna have to listen to and go listen to it again. It's gonna be again
because you got Shane with that deep, Barry White voice
That's what we do,
out here. You got Meredith just dropping nuggets and gems. We gonna start a Dear Meredith column. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we gonna do it. I'm gonna write the first letter.
With family. We thank you guys so much for being a part. We thank you for listening. However you're listening, whether it's on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. And of course, we are an interactive podcast, which means we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all under Crenshaw Corner. And of course, you can email us at any time at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
I like the.
And as always, family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.